All right, so here's a sneak peek at what I'm going to be working with when I get back. And it's not necessarily for food. Got any ideas? I have these dowels for holding up my awning, and I have a couple of shorter ones. These here, they set up real nice on this rail, right? Fit real nice there. So the other ones, I'm thinking they're shorter, only 4 foot or less, 36 inches, I think. They can go right in there, but then I'm gonna have to keep them from coming out, right? Because it's open on both ends, I would assume. I haven't actually looked through there, to be honest with you. You're looking through it now. Yeah, it's open on both ends. Heck yeah. So this, right y'all, this one? Well, there's an open space. So as you can imagine, a Jeep Wrangler, the space inside is somewhat limited, eh? I don't need to keep things that don't need to be dry in the dry environment. That's what I'm thinking. Well, I mean, we got a little bit of space up here, right? What can I jam in there? That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm up to. And that's where this comes in. Wait till you see this, boys. This is good. I have painstakingly carved and profiled the outside of it to fit into the bumper. Just like a soul. Right? Hey? Obviously it's going to be cut off and whatnot, but yeah, so what do you think we can put in there? Oh, boy, howdy, do I not want to go here, my friend, my son. How about if you were to go before me? How integral would my nieces be in my healing? Or how absent would they be in my own self-destruction? Because that's what would, I mean, maybe that's what would occur, though. Who knows, right? So I should nurture that relationship for me, but for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's that for a twisted reality, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, no one ever knows what's going to happen, but if I were to be the one to go first, that's what I would want. And I wouldn't want you playing catch-up at the time of, you know, if I were to meet my untimely demise. I wouldn't want you having to start from square one.
More.
At that point, I'd want you to start now, so that if that were to happen, you'd be on a stronger foundation.
More than likely, I'll meet my demise before you, Dill. I mean, let's face it. Buddy didn't reach the bounds of his existence by sleight of hand by existence, right? Like he led to his own demise. I am guilty of the same thing, Dill. You know, I push the bounds. Every single moment of every single day I have my entire life. How am I still here? And everybody else that I love gone. That's the thing that just, it compounds the imagination. Like, how could this be? How can this be? Like, I mean, maybe I wasn't self-destructive to the level they were with regards to substance.
Yeah, not at all.
No, not at all, but certainly it's on top of it.
Yeah, and then did all kinds of countless other drugs on top of it and ate like shit.
Oh my God, they were the days. I was there for that, buddy. Came to the realization, and I'm having this conversation with you, and that's what the future must represent, right? Like, because we all need to look into the eyes of mortality, the mirrors that are the eyes of mortality. And what do we do afterwards? What do we do? Wow. Score. Oh. Oh my goodness. So, wild blueberries have a bit more flavor than their farm raised cousins. Wow. Man, are there more? I will come back. It's a very tall blueberry bush. There's all blueberries here. Good heavens. This deer didn't want to lift their heads up. I don't. This one here, russula. Yeah, if it is a russula, it's edible. However, we are. I am in the National Pinelands Preserve, and it is unlawful. It's unlawful to take these out of the Pine Barrens. I'm wondering though. Because I am in the Pine Barrens, if I was to carry this to my camp and eat it, would I then be performing an unlawful practice? Let's see. Oh, this is cool here. A little fire break. I know I can't. The campsite's through that one. You can see mine. Oops, here. You know, it's kind of sketchy walking here because there are snakes. And the timber rattlesnake, or the eastern diamondback, rather. It blends. I mean, it would be impossible to see it if that rattle wasn't there. I would stand little chance of not getting intimate with it. There is so much life here. You know, people think the Pine Barrens is just trees, just trees and pine needles, right? Somebody heard something hissing. Yeah, so that one there, ooh, that is a deadly mushroom. The destroying angel, or Amanita phalloides, or it could be the Amanita bisporgera, or destroying angel, and the other one's called the death cap. And I might have them vice versa, you know, wrong way around. But yeah, that one's a deadly. Not a good way to go, apparently, either. I'll just put that right over there. Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. I could just cut through here, but I left my shoes back there. My good shoes, too. Yeah, this is unbelievable. Oh, look at this one, too. Another one. So that right there is the reason a lot of people mistake this for an edible mushroom, right? It doesn't look any different from one you'd see in a food store. To the uninitiated, or to people from outside the U.S., they see this, they're like, yeah, score. Not so much. That's cool right there. That's the universal, not the universal veil, the veil, right? And as the cap unfurls, the veil separates from the stipe, usually leaving. Oh yeah, it is. So this will retract. The moisture will come out of it, and it'll leave a ring around the stipe called an annulus. The annulus, and the annulus is one way that you can tell this mushroom. The other one is the bulb at the bottom. They're usually. I didn't really take it out with the intent of showing you the bulb, but yeah, it would have a big bulb, like half of it, an egg, right down at the bottom. Yeah, deadly toxic. We'll put this over there and carry on, looking cautiously for rattlesnakes. Oh my word, look at it. I lost that fire a long time ago. The fact that I even have a potential at a meal right here. Come on. Come on. I rescued the coals with my hands. Oh, there it is. Pine resin. Come on, pine resin, don't let me down. Come on, lungs, don't let me down. Wow. So I'm dumping my iced tea into this, well, not iced tea, but sun tea, into this container. And I went to put the lid back on this container, and it's the smaller lid. Well, I went and dumped the inside little Ringolo thing, flat bit. It's down the bottom. Now, how can I explain this to you? That's ridiculous. Why? Why did nature decide I needed such large hands? Look at that. Clear across outside the border. And this one down here needs that tether. There we go. And then this one here, because it's proud of the surface, that is one of maybe 3 registers that I'm going to put in there. A register meaning that it will it ties into this side, so you know how it articulates, right? Kind of snaps in like that, locks in. And then, as I said, this whole thing goes into my bumper. Gonna be working on that in a little bit, but that's been a pretty, just these 2 cavities. I think that's what I've done this morning. Yeah, just this one, and I polished this one up and worked a little bit on these. They're a little bit freer now. So just this cavity, this dual cavity here, rather. That way, right? Yeah. This dual cavity and this cavity here, from just after 6 a.m. until it's noon. So yeah, I gotta go take a walk. Oh, the fun part begins when I get back though. The fun part. This was kind of tedious. I mean, it looks good. I'm satisfied with it. It looks okay for how much time I spent with it, say. But so this is obviously not going to be the end. It's not going to be the finish, and I can't wait to cut this horse off because I've been poking myself with it the whole time. I don't know why I left it on there, knucklehead. There. I'll give you a hint before I take my walk. Wow. Ooh, whoa. Earthy. Really, it smells. I'm not a big fan of mushrooms. Like, I love mushrooms, don't get me wrong, but flavor-wise, oh, some of them just pungent. Just pungent. So I'm gonna get a picture of this guy. We'll put it up for the hive mind. Definitely not gonna be. Gut bucket, king, sockeye, and farm-raised organic Atlantic salmon. There's some mahi offcuts, some halibut, I think a tiny chunk of Chilean sea bass, and some just absolutely horrid scallops. Rice and an entire block of cheese. Gonna be busy for. Turned into a real fly fest out here. I think I just start carving instead of doing the line thing, right? Yeah, I don't want the bees showing up. That's the issue. once one shows up, you gotta shut it down, I think. Plus, this thing doesn't smell too good, and I am not entirely convinced it's not gonna be dinner tonight, so I'll shut it down for a minute, and I will transfer the drawing to the wood, which I did cut. Cut the end off. It's good to go. Good heavens, the sky is absolutely black in that direction. Yeah, shut it down.